This is probably my favorite supercar of all time. I think it's the greatest car of the 20th century. That's not a mistake. We're in the 21st century now. This is the greatest car of the 20th century. It's the McLaren F1. Didn't build very many of them. I think there was something like 64 road cars, something like that. This is a very early car. This is car number 15. All carbon fiber. This car actually weighs less than the Miata. It's about 2,400 pounds. V12, normally aspirated. About 627 horsepower. And although it's smaller than a Corvette, it actually has a lot more room. It seats 3 people. And you've got luggage compartments on both sides. Some very cool engineering features on this car. Because the car had to meet the 90s crash test, your exhaust system is also your crush zone to absorb the impact in case of a crash. That's the good news. The bad news, the exhaust system is $45,000, so it gets a little crazy. This foil around here is not there to be tacky. If you remember your science, gold is one of the best reflectors of heat, and this is actual gold foil. It's real gold, so you can do something stupid like buy your wife a ring, or you can put the gold to good use to help shield your hood and save the paint. This is one of my favorite pieces right here. This little bridge, this structural piece, it's just extremely light, but extremely solid and extremely strong. I just find that just a fascinating piece of architecture. I stopped at a newsstand the other day, a car magazine, and some kid said, "Hey, mister, you should put some big dubs on there. Get rid of those stupid wheels and like put some big spinners on there." I said, "You know something? That's smart thinking. I may do that." But give you an idea of just how light this car is, let me open the hood. As you can see, extremely light carbon fiber. This is a fascinating piece here. This Kenwood CD player was developed specifically for the McLaren. Now, most CD players, everything, all equipment weigh about 42 pounds. This weighs about 18.5 pounds. And it does it by saving weight wherever it can. Instead of having iron magnets, it has aluminum. Now, I know aluminum is not magnetic, so the aluminum is sprayed with iron filings to make them magnetic. You've got a toolkit here that is extremely light. I'm not quite sure how I can tell you how light that is, but it literally, because the other thing being, if you're stuck on the road in McLaren, this stupid toolkit isn't going to save you, believe me. There's nothing you can fix on your McLaren with this stupid toolkit, but you know the English, they like to have a toolkit, so they put it in there anyway. When you buy a McLaren, this is the toolkit you get when you buy it. This is what they give you. This comes with the car. Beautiful tools. This is the torque wrench you use to tighten the center nut down on the wheels. If you watched the other GM minutes, we talked about getting the right torque specifications for your wheels. Well, this one is set specifically for the McLaren. 600, I guess those are Newton meters. Those are those little fig candies, you know? Delicious. Try the Newton meters. They're delicious. Anyway, if you want to know more about the McLaren, this is the greatest book. It's called Driving Ambition. It's the whole story of the McLaren. And I was privileged to have Gordon Murray, the guy who designed the car. He was in Los Angeles. He came by to take a look at it. There's me and Gordon right there. That's the guy. That's the man. Ooh, greatest car designer. My hero. The center seating position is more than a gimmick. It really makes for fantastic handling. And the nice thing is, on a lot of supercars like Lamborghinis and even the Ford GT, the pedals are just off to the side because you hit the uprights. Being in the center of the car, the pedals can be dead center and can be straight ahead. And you can be 7'2" and drive this car because there's more than enough leg room. It's a very dramatic car to start. You flip up the thing, you hit the button. The gear shift is almost like a rifle bolt. It just, everything clicks in. There's no power assist anywhere. There's no power steering. There's no power brake. There's no ABS. It's as close to driving a big go-kart as you can. Actually, it's a lot like driving an F1 car because when you see in the McLaren book, they have one of those deals with, you know, you peel off various layers of tissue paper. You see this is basically an F1 car, and the fuel tanks would sort of like be on each side of you if it was an F1 car, and instead they have seats in them here. But it is really the ultimate driving experience. Up until the Bugatti Veyron came along, this was the fastest car in the world at 241 miles an hour. And to me, this is still the better car. It's the more focused car. It's a proper sports car. It's got a proper gear shift. It's light. The Bugatti Veyron is 4,400 pounds. This is half the weight and a little more than half the horsepower. Bugatti's about 1,000 horsepower. But this gives you a much more visceral driving experience, and nothing sounds like it. In fact, we've been doing these segments after I taped the Tonight Show late at night. But in a couple of months, when the sun is out, we'll take it out. You can hear the engine. You can see the tack hit 7,500 and reach speeds of up to 55 miles an hour, because it would be wrong to go any faster.